Welcome everyone to week 4 of our construction management course. Picture this, a construction site that's more like a battlefield of bulldozers and blueprints gone wild, with workers scrambling and deadlines looming like storm clouds. But today, we're turning that chaos into control. This lecture is all about how the construction contract isn't just boring legalese. It's your ultimate blueprint for success, keeping everyone on the same page and out of court. We'll explore how it assigns roles, manages risks, and ensures smooth operations from start to finish, drawing on real-world examples like the infamous Sydney Opera House project, where vague contracts led to massive overruns, turning a $7 million estimate into $102 million and 14 years of delays. Stick around, because by the end, you'll see why a good contract is like a superhero cape for your project, empowering you to leap over obstacles in a single bound. Let's dive in and build some knowledge. All right, folks. Imagine a construction site today. Cranes swinging wildly, workers buzzing around like bees in a hive, and a million moving parts from supply chains to regulatory hurdles. It's not like the old days, where a simple handshake sealed the deal. Back then, projects were smaller and stakes lower. Nope, misunderstandings between owners and contractors can snowball into epic disputes, killer delays that eat up time and money, and wallet-draining financial hits that could bankrupt a business. Take the Panama Canal, for instance. The initial French attempt in the 1880s collapsed due to mismanagement, engineering mishaps, and labor disputes, leading to bankruptcy and the U.S. stepping in years later. As the quote says, "Gone are the days where just a shake of the hand would work." Things are much, much too complex for that in the construction industry. Think of it like trying to assemble IKEA furniture without instructions. Hilarious in theory, disastrous in reality, leading to mismatched parts and frustrated teams. Without a solid framework, you're basically playing Russian roulette with your project, risking everything on assumptions. Time to get that framework in place and turn potential pitfalls into predictable paths. Let's lay the groundwork, literally. A construction contract is your master plan, the foundational business deal that supplies goods and services between the owner, that's the buyer, and the contractor, the seller. It provides crystal clear clarity on expectations, assigns risks like a pro referee deciding who handles what if things go wrong, and sets the rules for the whole game, from timelines to quality checks. It's a binding arrangement that protects everyone's rights and responsibilities, ensuring that if disputes arise, there's a clear path to resolution without escalating to costly legal battles. And its main gig? Minimizing disputes by ditching those adversarial vibes, fostering collaboration instead of conflict. No more he said, she said. Just smooth sailing toward project completion. For a success story, look at the Burj Khalifa in Dubai. Despite its massive scale, a well-structured contract helped manage complexities, though it still faced payment disputes between Emaar Properties and contractors, highlighting how even giants need ironclad terms to avoid friction. Think of it as the glue holding your project together. Without it, things fall apart faster than a house of cards in a windstorm, leading to overruns and regrets. Now, let's dissect this beast. The complete contract isn't just one piece of paper. It's a whole package called the Project Manual, where every document plays in perfect harmony to cover all bases. At the heart is the contract agreement, the legally binding boss that pulls in all the other docs by reference, making sure everything is enforceable under law. Then you've got the drawings, or plans, the visual stars showing what gets built, like site plans that map out the land, elevations that show heights and facades, and floor plans that detail room layouts. And don't forget the specifications, the nitty-gritty written details on how it's built, covering materials from concrete grades to paint types, quality standards to meet codes, and those all-important installation tolerances to avoid structural issues. In real life, mismatches here doomed projects like the Channel Tunnel between the UK and France, where technical difficulties and unclear docks led to billions in overruns. It's like a symphony. Miss one instrument, and the whole thing sounds off-key, potentially leading to rework or failures. Hilarious if it's a bad band, but not so funny when it's your budget on the line. Precision here prevents expensive do-overs. Here's where it gets fun. Drawings and specs are like the dynamic duo of construction, each handling a crucial part of the puzzle. Drawings handle the what and where. They show the geometry, providing spatial layouts with site plans that outline property boundaries and access points, elevations that depict building heights and exterior views, floor plans that show interior arrangements, and detailed drawings for specific components like staircases or HVAC systems. They answer the big questions on dimensions, locations, and quantities, like mapping out your dream house without the guesswork, ensuring everything fits perfectly. On the flip side, specifications tackle the how and with what, the chemistry of it all, detailing material types such as steel alloys or insulation ratings, installation tolerances like allowable variances in alignment, and quality standards to comply with building codes and warranties. They fill in the gaps drawings can't, ensuring no ambiguity sneaks in that could lead to subpar work. A classic example? The Sydney Opera House again. Design changes due to vague specs ballooned costs from $7 million to over $100 million. Imagine drawings as the skeleton, providing structure and form, and specs as the muscles, adding strength and detail. Together, they make your project stand tall and flex impressively. Skip the details, and you're left with a wobbly mess that could collapse under pressure. Okay, let's talk precision, or the lack thereof, with a splash of humor to drive the point home. Picture this. A drawing shows a faucet, but the specs are vague on details like brand, material, or finish. Do you install a $25 basic hardware store special that's functional but plain, or a $3,500 high-end gold-plated designer masterpiece that's luxurious but overkill? That's a $3,475 misunderstanding waiting to happen, turning a simple item into a budget buster. Specifications eliminate that ambiguity by spelling out exact requirements, allowing for accurate pricing during bidding, and ensuring the client gets exactly what they paid for. No surprises or shortcuts. They level the playing field for bidders, so everyone quotes based on the same standards, preventing cheap knockoffs from undermining quality. Real-world proof. In the Great Eastern Hotel versus John Lang case in 2005, unclear specs in a hotel upgrade led to costs nearly doubling and a year-long delay, resulting in a £10 million court award to the owner. It's like ordering coffee. Black could mean anything from instant to gourmet, but specify dark roast, no sugar, from ethically sourced beans, and you avoid a caffeinated catastrophe. Precision isn't picky. It's profitable, safeguarding your project from costly disputes and ensuring long-term durability. Time for a cautionary tale straight from the trenches of real-world construction. In this industry, what isn't written down can bite you hard. Assumptions fill in the blanks with errors. A single missed line in the specs, like overlooking a requirement for reinforced concrete in a load-bearing wall? Boom! Substantial financial ouchies, from rework costs to safety violations. As the old saying goes, when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. Circle that for emphasis. It's a timeless reminder that guessing leads to grief. Contract documents demand a careful, complete read. No shortcuts, folks, because skimming might miss critical details like material substitutions or compliance clauses. Complacency is the silent killer. It leads to overlooking that one line that hurts your budget big time, potentially derailing timelines and eroding trust. Consider the Murphy versus Brentwood District Council case in 1991, where assumptions about foundation stability led to a house cracking and a landmark ruling on liability for defective buildings. Think of it like skipping the fine print on a phone contract. Next thing you know, you're paying for unlimited data you never wanted, plus hidden fees. Read it all, or regret it all. Thoroughness is your best defense against the perils of assumption. Beyond the pretty pictures and plans, the contract sets the rules of engagement, like a playbook for managing the project financially, operationally, and timely, ensuring all parties know the game plan. These 5 key clauses are the operational core: payment, the money flow, detailing how funds are dispersed; scope of work, what's included and excluded to avoid scope creep; authority, who makes decisions to prevent power struggles; change orders, handling the inevitable tweaks without chaos; and schedule, keeping time to meet deadlines. Each one addresses a potential pain point, from cash flow issues to unexpected changes. Real projects like the Big Dig in Boston show how weak clauses can lead to $15 billion in overruns due to delays and changes. It's like the 5 fingers of a hand, each essential for a firm grip on success, allowing you to handle the project with confidence. Without them, your project could slip through like sand, leading to disputes or failures. And hey, if construction were a dating app, these clauses would be the profile details that prevent ghosting, mismatched expectations, and heartbreak, setting clear boundaries from the start. Clause numero uno: the flow of money, aka payment. This bad boy precisely defines how, when, and under what conditions the contractor gets paid. Because nobody works for free, and unclear terms can halt progress. It starts with progress payments, regular payouts based on completed work, using a schedule of values that breaks down the project into billable segments like foundation work or electrical installation. Then there's the holdback, usually 10%, a legal must under lien legislation to protect subs and suppliers from non-payment. Think of it as money in escrow, held in trust until obligations are met. Hit substantial performance? That's the key legal milestone when the building's ready for its intended use, like occupying offices or opening stores, kicking off the holdback release process with inspections and certifications. Finally, final payment, after all deficiencies, like minor fixes or punch list items, are corrected and project closeout is complete, including as-built drawings and warranties. In the Burj Khalifa build, Payment disputes arose between Emaar and contractors over holdbacks and progress claims, nearly derailing the world's tallest tower. It's like a financial river. Keep it flowing smoothly with clear milestones, or watch your project dry up amid cash shortages. No surprises here, just steady cash to keep the hammers swinging and teams motivated. Moving to Clause 2, defining the boundaries with the scope of work. This one's got to be meticulously detailed. If it's not listed explicitly, it's not in the contract, preventing extras from inflating costs. Period. Include a complete list of every document, names, versions, dates, all for ultimate clarity to avoid version control nightmares. And don't forget addenda, those bidding phase clarifications or changes, like updates to materials or designs, that must be formally incorporated to reflect the final agreement. For example, Architectural Drawings Rev. 4 from October 26, 2023. Structural ones Rev. 2 from the 24th. Specs Final Version on the 28th. Addendum Number 1 on Windows, specifying energy-efficient glass. Number 2 on the site plan, adjusting for utilities. Scope creep crushed the Sydney Opera House, where undefined boundaries turned a 3-year project into 14 years of additions and arguments. It's like drawing a map with exact borders. Cross them at your peril, or you'll end up in no man's land arguing over who's responsible for what. Precision here prevents the "but I thought" comedy of errors, ensuring everyone bids and builds on the same foundation without costly add-ons sneaking in. Clauses 3 and 4 team up. Authority and the inevitability of change. First, authority. Clear lines prevent gridlock by formally designating the consultant, architect or engineer, as the owner's representative, avoiding unauthorized decisions that could void warranties or cause delays. Their role includes inspections to verify quality, reviewing payments to ensure work matches progress, and general project oversight to keep things on track. Owner delegates to consultant. Boom. A structured chain of command that streamlines communication. Then, change orders. A formal process for pricing and approving tweaks from owner requests, like adding features, design errors/omissions, such as missed structural elements, or unforeseen site conditions, like hidden utilities. Step 1. Issue identified through site meetings or reports. Step 2. Pricing and approval with quotes and sign-offs. Step 3. Work proceeds only after agreement. The Channel Tunnel project exemplifies this. Change orders for technical issues and unforeseen conditions added billions, but a defined process kept it from total collapse. Changes are like plot twists in a movie, inevitable in complex projects, but with a good script, they don't ruin the ending. Instead, they adapt the story. Without this, it's chaos with finger-pointing. With it, smooth sailing and fewer fistfights over who's paying for what. Last but not least, Clause 5. The project's pulse, the schedule. This binding commitment benchmarks performance and manages delays like a boss, providing a timeline that's enforceable to keep accountability high. It defines start and completion dates, setting clear expectations from groundbreaking to handover. Mandates regular progress monitoring, with updates typically required on a monthly basis to track variances early. Provides a framework for addressing delays, whether caused by the owner, like late approvals, contractor, such as labor shortages, or external events, force majeure, like COVID-19 disruptions, or natural disasters. It might even include liquidated damages, where the contractor pays the owner for costs incurred due to delays, like lost rental income on a commercial building. The Panama Canal's U.S. phase faced massive delays from diseases and engineering woes, but schedule clauses with penalties helped push completion in 1914. Visualize it. Planned schedule versus actual progress, with delays highlighted in yellow like a warning light, allowing for adjustments before it's too late. It's the heartbeat of your project. Keep it steady with proactive management, or risk a full-on cardiac arrest that could lead to penalties or project failure. Who knew timelines could be this thrilling, pulsing with potential for success or setbacks? Let's map the family tree. Contractual relationships. Understanding who contracts with whom is key. In a traditional CCDC2 model, communication lines aren't the same as legal ones, which can trip up newcomers. The owner has direct contracts with the consultant, architect, engineer, for design and oversight, and with the general contractor for execution. The GC then contracts with subcontractors for specialized work, like plumbing or electrical. But key insight: the GC and architect don't have a direct contract. The consultant works for the owner, providing impartial advice without direct liability to the GC. In the J.E. Dunn construction case with the U.S. Army Corps, disputes over COVID-19 quarantines highlighted how unclear relationships can lead to appeals and board reviews. It's like a corporate org chart. Know the hierarchy, or you'll be yelling at the wrong person, wasting time on misdirected complaints. No direct link means oversight without obligation drama, ensuring the consultant can enforce standards fairly. Hilarious in office politics where alliances shift, but costly in construction where misunderstandings can lead to liens or lawsuits. Get it right to keep the project flowing smoothly. Wrapping up, folks. A well-crafted contract isn't about gearing up for lawsuits. It's your framework for clarity, communication, and control, transforming vague ideas into executable plans. It turns potential mix-ups into transparent processes by defining roles, risks, and resolutions up front, building successful projects and partnerships that last beyond completion. From chaos to control, remember, the contract is your true foundation, supporting everything from budgeting to quality assurance. Lessons from flops like the Sydney Opera House or triumphs like Burj Khalifa show that nailing these details avoids disasters. Nail it with attention to detail, and your projects stand strong against challenges. Thanks for joining this deep dive. Any questions? Let's build something great together, without the drama, and with the confidence that comes from solid agreements.